Selling and buying dogs is totally prohibited, and such business is haram. And they love their dogs, they cuddle them, and the dogs lick their faces, their clothes, and then they go and pray. Their prayer is invalid. Can we keep dog as a pet or for security reasons? So impurity is not synonymous with dirty. So pigeon leftovers, urine or droppings is pure.
If someone works as a delivery package, and dogs don't like them, and they come to them, box to them, and they touch them and lick them, and is it sufficient to just take water and sprinkle to them, or what should they do before they go to prayer?
Okay, this is an issue of dispute. The most authentic opinion is if a dog licks your hand or your clothes, all what you do or all what you have to do is to wash it normally with water. Unlike if a dog licks or touches utensils, a plate, a cup, or a spoon, this has to be washed 7 times, and the 8th time with soil, with sand or soil from the ground. This is different with utensils. Other things, water is sufficient. Sprinkling it does not do the job. You have to wash it. What does he buy and sell?
Ask if what I did is right. Dogs.
What?
Dogs.
Dogs. Okay.
So I want to know if I borrow him money, if I am sinful, if I borrow him money to keep up with the business or not.
Okay. First of all, selling and buying dogs is totally prohibited, and such business is haram, whether to invest in or the income he gets from. Now, if he comes to you as an individual and says, Akhi, I need $1,000 loan, I don't know if he's going to invest it in his business or pay off the rent or medical expenses. I can give him the $1,000. His business is his own business. But if he comes to me and tells me I need $1,000 to buy more dogs and to do this and to do that, no, this is totally prohibited, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.
There's an authentic narration attributed to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in regards to hunting, in which he said, and I quote, "When you set off your trained dogs, recite the name of God while sending them off, then eat that game," end quote. Now, I know the saliva of dogs are impure, so my question to you is, what would I do with the part or area of the animal that the hunting dog bit? Would I avoid eating that part of the animal? Jazakallah khairan.
Wa jazakum. No, you can eat that part, as it was not mentioned in the hadith or by the doings of the companions that we should purify it or cut it off or wash it off, which means that as long as the Sharia did not elaborate or address this issue, it is forgiven and neglected, and you move on with the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal. Binyamin from the UK, he says, I heard a scholar saying that it is permissible to keep a dog as a pet, and the hadith refers only to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Akhi, this is not a scholar, this is an ignorant imbecile. And you should not take your religion from any Tom, Dick, or Harry. This is religion. When you have stomachache, you don't go to a mechanic. You don't go to a dentist. You go to a proper doctor, physician, who knows and have studied what you're talking about. When a person rejects the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ by quoting that Imam Malik permitted taking dogs as pets, keeping them outside the house, this means that this guy doesn't understand what Islam is. Who is Malik? Who is Abu Hanifa? Who is Ahmad ibn Hanbal? Who is Shafi'i compared to the Prophet ﷺ? They're nothing. They're no one. Yes, to us, they're great imams. But our greatest of them all is the Prophet ﷺ, whom we are ordered to follow what he taught us. We see people dealing with dogs affectionately. And they love their dogs, they cuddle them, and the dogs lick their faces, their clothes, and then they go and pray. Their prayer is invalid, and definitely they will be tormented in their graves because of this sin. Similarly, because it's the same concept, praying without being in the state of purity. In addition to what will happen to them of losing the reward every single day, a carat of good deeds. And the Prophet explained to us, a carat of good deeds is equivalent to the weight of Mount Uhud of good deeds every single day, because you are raising a dog in your house. So people can't comprehend this, or don't want to, or don't want to learn about this, because they don't read the Qur'an, they don't read the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, they don't read books of fiqh. They don't have time for that. They're spending time watching their movies and enjoying life, which would end soon, and then in their grave, may Allah protect us all, they will see what they were missing.
So Sheikh, I really love animals, and I want to keep exotic species as my pets, for example, like tarantulas. So the question is, are there animals that are prohibited to keep as pets? Jazakallah.
Wajazak. Basically, keeping pets in Islam is permissible. And the hadith of Anas ibn Malik in the Sahih, where he says, I had a young sibling who had a bird in a cage, and he used to take care of it until the bird died. So he was saddened and depressed, and the Prophet used to come and joyfully ask my younger brother, Ya Aba Umair, Mada fa'ala al-Nughayr, nicknaming him by Aba Umair, and asking him about the small bird. What did the bird do? From this, the scholars stemmed that it is permissible to keep pets in the house as long as you provide for them and feed them. The exception would be in pets that we are not allowed to keep, such as mice. We're ordered to kill mice in Islam because they're harmful and bad. Snakes, scorpions, and the likes that are harmful. So I've seen people taking pets with snakes, anacondas, or a small python. I don't know if you can get a small python or not, but depends. Or a tarantula. I think it's called a tarantula. It's a big, hairy spider that is poisonous. Or scorpions and the likes. Some even may pet alligators. All of this is haram and prohibited. There are other exotic pets or animals or the likes that have no value. So basically speaking, if you pet a cat, this is permissible. If you pet a parrot, a bird, if you have a fish tank and you put exotic nice fish in it, there's no problem in that. And Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. Aiza says, can we keep dog as a pet or for security reasons? As a pet, it is totally prohibited. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, that angels do not enter a house where there's a portrait, a statue, or a dog. And he said that whoever keeps a dog other than a dog of a shepherd dog or a dog for hunting or guarding, then each day, out of his own good deeds, Allah will erase and deduct the weight of Mount Uhud of good deeds, of hasanat. A friend of mine, a relative actually, who has a chihuahua in his house. And so many times we tried, our relatives tried to give him advice, and he said, "No, it's cute, it's lovely, it's this, it's that." So I said to him, "Listen, do you have enough good deeds every single day that would equal Mount Uhud in Hasanat?" He said, "Not even 1/10 of that." I said to him, "Then in this case, you're in debt. Because every day this is being erased and deducted from your good deeds. And this, my friend, means that you're in real deep trouble." So this is not permissible. Now, for security reasons, this is permissible, providing that these reasons are legitimate. So again, keeping a chihuahua in your house is not for security reasons. It can be eaten by cat. So if you have a German Shepherd, a Doberman, something that is really vicious, and there is a need for it, that you are in a really disturbed environment or neighborhood, that you fear for your life, and without that they will not be deterred from breaking into your house, this seems to be permissible, providing that you keep the dog outside the house and not allowing it to enter the house, and Allah knows best. So the first question which I got from one of the students which I did not come across during hunting and foods. The question says that we know that the dog's saliva is najis. So what's the ruling when we use the dog as a tool to hunt game? And that's a very good question. The answer is that Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in the Quran to eat from whatever these trained dogs catch for you, and remember the name of Allah, or mention the name of Allah. So if I get my trained hound and I see a rabbit and I tell my hound, catch, and my hound runs after the rabbit, and I say Bismillah, and my hound runs and it catches the rabbit, I can eat. Allah did not mention in the Quran I should wash. Now, some schools of thought, such as Shafi'i school of thought, and one of the verdicts of Imam Ahmad and others, say that you have to wash the area where the dog has bitten, because it's najis. And some even went further to say wash it 7 times with water and 1 with soil. And the most authentic opinion, and this is the second opinion, which is the opinion of Sheikh Al Ibn Taymiyyah and also Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, may Allah have mercy on their souls, say that this is negligible and overlooked, because neither in the Quran nor in the Sunnah we were commanded to do this, though the issue of dogs hunting was mentioned in the Quran, and also it was mentioned in a number of hadiths. So the Prophet had never ever ﷺ mentioned it. So it seems that this is overlooked, and the tendency is what is halal was mentioned, what is haram was also mentioned, and what was not mentioned, it is something that Allah has forgiven us, and this is part of what was forgiven, so we should not look into it, and Allah knows best.
I am 15 years old and my parents have a dog. I told my mom to get rid of the dog, but she refused. There is specific towel for the dog with which she sometimes plays with. The towel is impure. Whenever she takes bath, the dog in the bathroom, my mom dries her with the towel. So now dog hair and the floor is impure in the bucket. I am 100% sure. My mom doesn't care about the impurity of the dog. If the dog licks her hand, she just wash it for 3-4 seconds, and she cooks with the same hand and washes the clothes and utensils. Now, can I use that?
No problem in using it. What is najis in the dog is its saliva, not the hair, not the body. So if she washes the dog and there is traces of the water and there is hair of the dog, this is pure. There's no problem in that. You have to avoid having the dog lick you or lick your clothes or lick the utensils you eat in, and Allah knows best. Please make a video about this. Okay, here we are. As I was holding a rabbit in my lap and it peed on me, can I pray in those clothes? Is rabbit pee or urine najis? We've spoken about this so many times. Impurity is not something that we come and decide. So impurity is not synonymous with dirty. So I could have stains of oil or grease on my clothes and hands, and I would say this is dirty. But this does not prevent me from praying. My prayer is valid. So impurity or najasa is a religious labeling of something. And it's not known by our own intellect, it's known by revelation from the Qur'an and from the Sunnah. To make a long story short, the scholars looked into the evidences regarding the droppings and urine and defecating of animals and birds. And they came with a rule. And this is what Ibn Taymiyyah has come up with, and scholars before him and after him. What is the rule? The rule is, if the animal's meat is halal to consume, then the urine and the droppings are considered to be pure. Very simple. Let us look at this bird. Is it halal for us to eat? If yes, then if it flies over us and drops poo on our head, there's no problem. I can pray. Give example, a pigeon. So pigeon leftovers, urine or droppings is pure. It is not najis. Is it dirty? Definitely it is dirty. But it is not najis. It does not impact my prayer and purity when I want to pray. An eagle, a hawk, a crow, or whatever, predators, no. These are totally prohibited for us to eat. Even if we hunt them, if we slaughter them, we cannot eat them. Therefore, this is najis. We come to a sheep, a goat, a camel, a cow. The droppings are halal, are pure. We are even permitted to pray where they sit in their barns with all the droppings and urine. The prayer is valid, as in the Sahih Imam Muslim. But when it comes to dogs, lions, tigers, foxes, wolves, and all the other animals that we're not allowed or entitled or permitted to eat, then their droppings and urine is considered to be najis. So the question would be, is the rabbit, is the yabbit I took from my hat and peed over my lap, would that be najis or not? The answer is, can we eat rabbit meat? The answer is yes. The Prophet ﷺ ate rabbit meat, which means it's halal. In this case, the droppings in the urine is not najis.